Good day, everyone. So I am here to report. The title of my report is American Society for Testing and Materials. What does the ASTM do, and why is the ASTM is important? And what are the roles and responsibilities of ASTM? First is, what does the ASTM do? The American Society for Testing and Materials is a non-profit organization in which producers, users, consumers, and representativity of government and academia develop voluntary consensus standard for materials, products, systems, and services. Why is the ESPN important? It is important because the global authority in crafting voluntary standard for materials like metals, plastic, paint, ensuring consistent performance you can trust. What are the roles and responsibility of ESPN? The ESPN International is a developing organization in the world providing an environment for the development and publications of the international voluntary consensus standard for products, systems, materials, and services. The history of ESPN. The American Society for Testing and Materials is an international standard organization focused on developing technical standards for a variety of industrial applications. The ESTM organization was founded in 1898 by a Charles Dudley. He was the genius of with the Pennsylvania Railroad while investigating rail-breaker British fractures. He noted there were different variations in steel quality and published his research on the subject. This subsequently led to the drafting of initial standards that have grown over the years. ESTM was renamed as ESTM International in 2001 and today has its headquarters located in West Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. ESPN International does not formally enforce its standard, but these practices can be enforced by federal, state, and municipal regulations. What does ESPN standard for? In currently known as ASTM International, which is American Society for Testing and Materials, is a developer of international voluntary consensus standards. ESPM standards are developed by committees of relevant industry professionals who meet regularly in an open and transparent process to deliver standards, test methods, specifications, guide, and practices. The standard produced by ASTM International with 6 categories. First is standard specification, which is defined the requirements to be satisfied by subject of the standard. The second is the standard test method, which is define the way tests, the performance, and precisions of the result. The result of the test will be used to assess compliance with the standard specification. And the third is the standard practice, which is defined as sequence of operations that, unlike the standard-based method, does not produce a result. The fourth is the standard guide that provides an organized collections of information or series of actions that does not recommend a specific course of action. And the fifth is the standard classification that provides an arrangement or divisions of materials, products, systems, or services into groups based on similar characteristics such as origins, compositions, and properties or uses. And six is the terminology standard, which is to provide agreed definitions of terms used in the other standard. The quality of the standard is such as that they are frequently used worldwide. The different class of ESPN, which is first is the class E, is iron and steel materials. These class A standard cover iron and steel materials, including their structures, grades, casting alloy, and mechanical testing. Steel is essential to the global economy, making ESPN standard widely applicable worldwide. Manufacturers must meet specified requirements and compliance, although ESPN does not enforce its standard. Adherence is necessary to maintain structural integrity. In ESPN E370 specifically defines mechanical testing method for steel products. In Classical B and in Class B, which is non-ferrous metal materials, it include copper, aluminum, gold, and silver. Steel is classified separately under ESPN 8 because it is an iron-carbon alloy with widespread applications. Other metals and alloys such as brass fall under ESPN classifications, and ESPN V16 specify requirements for pre-cutting brass, wood, ball, and wire, including chemical compositions and rock-wall hardness. Mechanical tests like rock-wall hardness and sharp impact testing for ASTM standard and influence materials design industrial practices. In Class C, ceramic concrete and masonry materials. It is it is applied to ceramic concrete masonry and the glass materials. ESTM E1036 copper flat glass used in architectural applications such as mirror and laminated glass, where both performance and aesthetic are considered. ESTM's P67 and ESTM's P126 specify testing methods for structural brick and breakdown, including comprehensive strength and a proper processing and tiling are critical for ceramic material, as improper handling can cause cracking or failures. In Class B, miscellaneous materials, which is including plastic. The plastic are not given standard specifications and are therefore included in these categories. ESPN B33 define standard for poly polyethylene plastics, specifying properties such as density, tensile strength, and flue-crack growth resistance. In a high-density polyethylene, materials must meet this testing requirement. ESPN D3261 addresses plastic heat and heating connections using dot tube precisions. In a Class B also include standard for water testing such as HD12.33 and analysis. Elemental analysis is D19.3 and electrical conductivity and resistivity is D11. In a Class A, miscellaneous subject, it is including fire, water, and materials performance testing, Fire-related standards include ESTM E119 equals 5 stamp and ESTM E162 surface flammability and E652 which is net quantity and E84 is surface warning characteristic. When ESTM E2178 addresses air, thermal, or building materials, water-related standards include ESTM E96 for water vapor transmission and ESTM E1105 for water penetrations of its barrier ranges on the when Class A also include ESTM E23 for the Sharpie impact test and ESTM E2149 for antimicrobial screening. In Class F, materials for specific class applications is applied to material used in specific application. This standard address visualized design and transactions used where a universal standard is not sufficient. Example include ESTM F2787 for structural design and thermoplastic chambers, ESTM F2160 for solid wall HDPE condom, and ESTM F2176 for joining HDPE condom with mechanical coupling. In ESTM F1668 8 cover constructions procedures for polyplastic sheet, while steel fitting applications are more appropriately governed by ESTM Class A standard. In Class G, corrosions, deteriorations, and irrigations of materials. This standard focuses on previous mechanism and performance protection under specific conditions. Manufacturers must test product with the bend tolerance limit and ensure proper material selections. Engineers rely on this standard to choose appropriate equipment as incorrect selections can result in increased costs, delays, and system failures. The objective of this ESDM is to provide optimum environment and support for technical communities to develop needed standards and related information to ensure ESDM international products and services are provided in a timely manner and meet current needs. Third is to increase the awareness of the ESDM international interest process, the benefits of better participations, and the value of ESDM standards and services in the global market. Fourth is to advance the international, regional, and national acceptance and use of ESDM products and services. Fifth is to facilitate the use of ESDM international processes, resources, skills, and infrastructures for the marketplace to accommodate changing needs. And C is to ensure the fair representation and participations of key stakeholders in ESDM international activities to help assure the development of technical science market relevant standards. And the last is to maintain ESDM's fiscal stability in order to fulfill society missions. Thank you.